at this point I feel that every moment like matters. AI is developing like at a faster pace. I wish people could just understand, like, if you have your phone stuck with you, if you're using your phone by now, you should know and understand how your phone is beginning to sink into your everyday life, like your everyday living. And it's become I'm trying hard to find the words, but then it's becoming you it's almost as if you can't leave your phone at home. Okay, like you can't live without your phone for a while. And it also depends which part of the world you live in. Okay, and if you've also taken notice, your phone is almost like becoming, there's this kind of like an emergence, okay, that your phone is becoming a part of you. Like it's like some people say it's become an extension of you. And this is really getting crazy. Like, have you ever stepped into a shop? Now, if I don't know, for some people you might have stepped into a shop, and I would also encourage anybody to take notice of this. Anytime you step into anytime you step into a big shop, like say a huge grocery shop, okay, there's one particular camera. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of cameras that are like, reading us and taking, images and videos and whatsoever. But then there's one particular one, especially if you step into like a booth, yeah? There's one particular camera that stares you and captures you, and like that camera is an AI camera. Okay, it's like an artificial, a lot of them are artificial intelligence, or a lot of these cameras actually feed into some kind of like a system, okay, that is like, building a certain profile about you. Now, this to me is not scary, okay? I'm not scared about artificial intelligence, learning, to know about you, or studying and, picking up habits, traits, and, certain things about you. That really isn't the scary part, okay? Because it can be used for the good. But if we were to look back at least the past 2, 3, 4 years, okay, technology really, though it's good, though it's improved many lives and all, technology is constantly becoming scary by the day, in that it's always finding itself in the wrong hands. The sad part is the fact that government and leadership, like of many countries, don't seem to understand what is happening, don't seem to understand like the potential risk that a lot of lives are going to be find themselves in. If people could understand it's like, have you noticed, okay, take a look at this, have you noticed in recent movies, it's almost as if AI has taken over. Almost all of the movies is like AI has taken over. We're living on a different planet. It's like humanity has been wiped out. It's like an entirely new world. Like they're creating in these movie scenes as if like the world ended and there's another world elsewhere. Like, just look at it. And for me, there's a message in there for you. If people don't get it, there's a message in there. Now, this is not to say that, okay, the world is going to end in this way. Well, the world isn't going to end in that way. But yeah, that's for another story. We're going to talk about that. And, with these whole aliens and like, but then, my point is so really it's just a thought that like, it's amazing how leaders of like, these countries haven't really come to the realization of the importance of like how quickly policies must be put in place, okay, how quickly policies must be put in place, how quickly laws and rules, regulations must be put in place, like to just counter whatever, like, to avoid the worst from happening. That's just it. And for me, it scares me on that grounds, okay. And not the fact that if technology is developing, for me it's a good thing, yeah, it's a great thing. But where a lot of lives, like this thing involves lives, I wish people could just understand it. And imagine your life in finding your life in like a group of people and an agency, a government, some power, some superpower elsewhere, and you don't even have a life yourself. Like if your family could be manipulated, if things could be manipulated, if your voice could be cloned, if your image could be cloned to carry out some silly thing elsewhere for you to be charged, or for you to be become an accomplice to something you have no idea about. Like the risk far outweigh, and it's just super scary that people or governments are not taking this thing serious. Like, so recently we've had like people even in the industry, like leaders in the industry, we've had them come up with like their thoughts and their in fact we've had people even step down, okay, people who've been truly involved in AI, we've had them step down because they're seeing the worst of it, okay, as in how this whole technology is being driven. They're seeing the worst form of it. So the worst obviously would be the wiping of humankind, which I don't believe is ever going to happen. But the fear that it's going to take over humans, the fact that it's going to overtake human intelligence, it's going to supersede our thinking, our behavior, our entire existence, take over jobs, and like take over our lives. That should be super scary. And I think that the government should wake up. People should just wake up. Leadership should wake up. We've had people like Elon Musk himself come out to say that so he raised concerns about AI, stating that it poses a fundamental risk to human civilization and has called for regulatory oversight to ensure its safety development. Okay, Bill Gates of all people, whoever thought Bill Gates, Uncle Billy of Microsoft, okay, he has come out and highlighted the importance of AI ethics and the need for policies to guide its deployment. He has expressed concerns about job displacement and then the potential for AI to surpass human capabilities. Sundar Pichai, Google, okay, he's also emphasized the need for a responsible AI development and has expressed concerns about the potential dangers associated with AI, particularly regarding deepfake technology and its impact on misinformation. Recently, there was in the news the whole, deepfake thing where a mother and a daughter, or a family and a daughter who had, I think the daughter had been kidnapped, okay, and so the daughter who had been kidnapped was faked, okay, to the parents, and this was artificial intelligence. The intelligence, the AI spoke in the direct voice of the daughter of this family or of this mother, okay, and telling the mother that she had been kidnapped and she needed to come pay some ransom, okay. The story revolves around it, but imagine this happening to you. That's what we're talking about, like where intelligence has superseded, machines can clone people, can act as people, and it becomes difficult for you to even tell that to tell reality from the fake. That's where the fear for me lies, okay. And so Jack Ma of Alibaba has also shared his concerns on AI and its impact on employment, stating that AI could outperform humans in many areas, leading to widespread job displacement. Now, this is the guy talking about job displacement, okay. So you'd also get people from one side saying, okay, people would have to learn to live with it, take the opportunity, take the chance, and adapt to. Yes, a lot more people have taken that chance. People are learning, people are finding, but trust me, a lot more will still suffer. Like again, it depends where you are. It depends, where you find yourself, in which part of the world you find yourself. Then you understand what it means for, what job displacements mean. Okay, when you're talking about literacy levels, in certain countries, like anyway. But we'll talk about that sometime. Okay, we've had Tim Cook as well. Tim Cook of Apple, okay, also expressed concerns about the potential misuse of AI and the need for AI to respect privacy rights, and has called for regulations to protect user privacy and prevent the misuse of personal data. Apple is talking about personal data now. It means you should be concerned. You should be concerned. It means your government should be concerned. Okay, if Apple is talking about personal data, means you should be concerned. And then we've had, the likes of so these business leaders and others recognize the transformative potential of AI while advocating for responsible development, ethical consideration, and regulatory measures to address potential risk and ensure its beneficial use for the society, and for me, I would say for humankind as well. Like, technology is good in all its forms. It's created, it makes life easier. But where technology finds itself in the wrong hands, that is the problem. And a lot of these, threats, or a lot of these potential threats that we are talking about can be halted immediately. Like, if leaders would sit down, okay, call for, resource persons, call for, people who are really working with this. Obviously, it's not going to be easy. Like, one Gaudat, his name is, he's recently stepped down from Google. And so for someone like this to even step down, like, I hear there's a lot more people who have stepped down because of, the potential threats they see, and they're not willing to be a part of what they are seeing. If all of these people are caring so much for this whole development, okay, this are caring so much for AI development, and your government doesn't seem to, want to care, doesn't seem to, and rather is fighting like really flimsy and anyway, I hope this message gets out to someone in government. I hope this message gets to the people who care, shared to the people who matter, that leaders would have to set up, because lives are in danger. A lot of lives are in danger. Anyway, we'll talk some other time. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to be bringing you more content, more updates on what's happening. But this was just what's been bothering my mind, and I thought about sharing with you. I hope that you share with someone else as well, and you have a good day. Bye bye.